Another body shot right there.
In this, this chess game with you, it takes a moment to kind of wrap your brain around that and make.
Kavaliauskas comes forward and.
Yo, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Undisputed Champions, where I give you boxing reviews and boxing breakdowns. Sorry for the hold up, but let's just talk about ERROL SPENCE and TERENCE CRAWFORD. The fight that's coming up, the fight of the century, they say. I already made my my verses. Basically, I have another video where I break down who would win between TERENCE CRAWFORD and ERROL SPENCE, and I highlighted their strengths and their weaknesses. Both fighters are exceptional fighters, excellent fighters, and this is why this is the fight that we need. This is like Muhammad Ali versus Ken Norton. This is like Eric Morales versus Manny Pacquiao. This is like Tommy Hearns versus Hagler. This is a fight that is monumental. You can even say that it's almost like, Clubber Lang versus Apollo Creed or Rocky Balboa. It's one of those type of. This is gonna be a bar burner, and people just gotta be ready. But basically, what I want to talk about is what is the hold up with this fight? Why does this fight take so long to get started? Why does this fight feel like it's been in the making for 10 years? It just feels like that. I'm not saying that it is. It just feels like that. It feels like this fight is just taking too long. All these other fights were able to be made. And I'm going to highlight some things basically on what I've seen from both fighters. Right? When they say, are you going to fight TERENCE CRAWFORD? Everybody was saying Crawford doesn't have a belt. Crawford's not even the true welterweight. Crawford's not this. Crawford's not that. Crawford's on the other side of the streets. When Crawford get a belt, oh, Crawford too small. Crawford not big enough. Who has Crawford fought in the welterweight division? Well, apparently, if you gonna use that type of logic, if he ain't fight nobody, but he's trying to fight you, and you don't reciprocate that energy, you don't say, okay, come on, we're gonna make this fight happen. And I'm talking about Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, all these people that's talking on Crawford, but they not stepping in the ring with Crawford. They not stepping in the ring with Crawford. Because I believe that the welterweight division on the PBC side is scared fighters. They've been fighting competition that they know to some degree they can win. Now every fighter has that. Every fighter has like the confidence of I think I can beat him. I know I can beat him. He ain't on my skill level. But with TERENCE CRAWFORD, I think these fighters are scared, man. I'ma just flat out say it like that. Something's up. Something's up, because I look at boxing as a sport where you have to take chances and you have to take risks. This is the reason why I love TERENCE CRAWFORD. He's a throwback fighter. He's a throwback fighter. TERENCE CRAWFORD, not in the past year, but over his overall career, he's fought in more world champions consecutively in his career. I'm not gonna say in the welterweight division. I'm not gonna say in this year, but consecutively, he's fought more world champions than most of these fighters that so-called claim that TERENCE CRAWFORD is, smoking mirrors. But my thing is, and now we're gonna talk about ERROL SPENCE. What ERROL SPENCE said, I've been looking up and researching a couple of his interviews and what he's been saying over the years. Now, he said that it was Bob, right? They said that it was Bob that wasn't allowing Terrence to fight Errol. Errol says, he also says, oh no, it's not what he says, it's what he do. That's what I was coming on. That's what I was about to talk about. It's not what he says, it's what he do. When he wanted to fight Danny Garcia, he stepped in the ring with Danny Garcia and said, let's make a fight happen. When he wanted to fight Sean Porter, he said, I'm coming over and I'm about to take your belt. He stepped in the ring, or did he call Sean Porter out online? Y'all leave that in the comments. But I know for a fact that he said something and he did something to get that fight with Sean Porter. He was calling out Keith Thurman for years. Now, after the fight with Terence Crawford, what did Errol Spence do? If you go back and look at that, him walking out of that arena, it looked like he had skates. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like he was like, okay, I gotta go back to the gym. I can't be fucking around because Crawford's not fucking around. Let me hurry up, get my ass back in the gym and stop being in these clubs and drinking and things. And that's another thing I want to talk on. You know what? Before I get to that, I'm gonna talk about this. So we see that Earl is not making the initiative as he once was, right? Because he calls himself the big fish now. Now, everybody says that Earl's done the heavy lifting. Now, if you look at this past year, yes, Earl has made the heavy lifting. But ever since Earl stopped fighting for top rank, he hasn't had a fight since the Kell Brook fight. No, since the Sean Porter fight. After the Sean Porter fight, he hasn't had a fight since. Bud is a free agent. Now, if Bud is trying to fight Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Ugas, he'll even fight Virgil Ortiz. Or, you know, it's tons of fights for Bud to take. But to me, it seems that these guys, so-called fighters, do not want to fight Bud. Now, from the jump, Bud said he want everybody who has a belt. When he came to the division, he said, I'm calling out everybody. I want everybody who has a belt. But none of these guys wants to fight him. That's what I see. Now, what I was about to speak on, that's what it was. It also comes down to how you treat your body. You know, everybody says all Crawford does is train. When he's off, all Crawford been doing is training this whole year. And I think Crawford, he's so used to going off for a year and coming back and fighting world champions. He don't even take tune-up bouts. The Kavyaskis fight that we looking at right here, this was a fight that was mandatory. He didn't want to fight Kavyaskis, but he had to fight a mandatory, I believe, because this was like a title defense. So he had to do a mandatory title defense before he move on to the next. Give one of the top contenders a shot for the title. But yeah, it comes down to how you treat your body. Now, I'm not sure if y'all be hearing what I'm hearing, but what I'm hearing is that Earl is a drunkard. That's what I be hearing. I hear they say he don't do no drugs or nothing like that. He don't do this. Now, I don't want nobody to sue me for defamation of character. Allegedly, they say that Errol Spence drinks a lot of alcohol. He drinks a lot of alcoholic substances. Hey, to each his own. I'm not knocking nobody. But when you in the game like this, you have to preserve your body. You have to preserve your body. And I think Terence has done the better of that. That's what I think. Because I've seen him allegedly seen him come to fights. And he does look a little off. Now, I'm not saying that he's drunk. But what I will say is he do look a little tipsy at times. But that's what it also comes down to, man. It comes down to how you treating your body at the end of the day. When it's all said and done, and how you relaxing, how you resting. And every time I look at Buzz, he probably drink too. He probably drink just a little bit. But from what I'm hearing, they say that this man is like a monk when it come down to it. And yeah, that's what I wanted to talk on, man. I just wanted to let y'all know, like, somebody is scared. Somebody is holding up this fight because now they want to talk about somebody that we never even heard of. Some dude named Canahan, or I don't know, somebody that's in Buzz circle talking about we don't want him involved in this fight, blah, blah, blah. It seems to me somebody's trying to protect their investment. This happens a lot in boxing, where a boxer is getting ready to fight, and people in his team don't want him to fight this certain person. They trying to protect the fighter. And we see this happen a lot in boxing. I'm going to make a part 2 to this, so make sure y'all tune in. I'm going to make a part 2. I got y'all. But yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment, give me your thoughts. I know I messed up on that one when I said Errol haven't fought since Kale, but I wasn't talking about Errol. I was talking about Bud. But yeah, leave your comments, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Peace.